Hi, everybody. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Chalk for Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, it's the end of the week, Friday here on the mountain in Costa Rica, and it's a beautiful sunny day. Kind of excited, as I've mentioned earlier this week. I'm going to my little organic market in San Jose tomorrow. It's called Feria Verde, and it's downtown in San Jose. Now, since I'm going west, this is a good little haul. I'm going to have to take a bus, like a good little bus trip to get there, and I'm going to probably walk around in the city some. I might even go eat at my little vegan restaurant. I'm not sure. So I'm not going to carry, I won't be buying a lot of food. So I'll have to kind of do my shopping for actually eating downtown. But it'll be a lot of fun. And I'm going to Instagram story tomorrow. And hopefully I'll get some video clips to do too. So please follow along. Anyhow, today I wanted to talk about getting started on low fat, raw vegan. The process, talking about the process a little bit. Anyhow, I do videos every day. So if you're not subscribed already, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now. Click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Yeah, just wanted to do this one to finish the week off here, talking about the process again. You know, you've heard me talk about the process and how important the process is. And today I want to talk about understanding and enjoying the process. So many people just see the destination. They just see where they want to be. They see whatever their goal is. They see this holy grail of being fully raw. And a lot of times they don't appreciate the steps that that they need to go through along the way to get there. Because once again, this is a long play here. This is about the long term. This is about longevity. Do not be approaching this like with this urgency, like you used to do with diets, where it's like, okay, in 6 months, I'm going to do this. In a year, I'm going to do this. Who cares what you're going to do in 3 months, 6 months? It's what you're going to be doing 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now that's important. So, worry more on getting yourself into good, healthy habits, and less on worrying about how quickly you get there. Listening to the people, oh, you can do it overnight. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But anyhow, I'm going to try to share a little bit of wisdom about this process and about just taking this process at your pace. And the reason we need to go through some of the different things we need to go through in the transition. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit today. I've had something here. I don't have any of my Arnold Ehret stuff here. I took a bunch of books back to the States, and I have the mucusless diet. And I think I have something of his on. What's the other one? The mucusless diet, and I have one other one, rational fasting or something, on my iPad. But here's the thing, and before I even get started, the reason, listen, as I've mentioned before about this whole thing, like Ehret, like he can be kind of out there on some things. People have their opinions on him. But like I've mentioned in the past, and if you haven't watched, and don't think I've talked about this in the past, understand my approach to things a little bit when I mention anybody's name of any flavor or whatever their thought process was. I consider myself the Bruce Lee of this raw vegan thing. What do I mean by that? Bruce Lee had kind of this concept. Bruce Lee basically invented his own martial arts. And there's a quote, you can always see it, you can go Google it, that goes around with a photo of him. It's usually a meme. That basically to the effect of he took the best, or he took what made sense, what worked out of a lot of different systems for him, and he made his own system. That's what I do with different thought processes, or just different beliefs, books, way of doing this raw vegan natural health lifestyle. I take a little bit from different places, and I don't talk, like a lot of times I don't talk about people because you have to, I'm not a disciple or a fanboy of anybody living or dead out there. Like I say, I take good information. I think there's people, it's not like everything is black and white and one person is good or bad or nothing. I have people out there that I think some of their stuff is absolute crackpot, and I think some of their stuff is absolute brilliant. I take stuff from everything, every one of these little systems that makes sense to me, and I apply them. I don't throw somebody completely out because I see something within their thought process of that I don't agree with. So like I say, that's the whole thing right there. And when you get into Ehret, you get into a lot of the disciples and fanboys, and that just focus on that. They're just like, that's they make their whole online presence about that. But he's got some really good stuff. And since I didn't have my books, I went online this morning and I found a good little piece here, which is really good about this. That summarizes kind of my feelings about Erit. And even, like I say, your mileage may vary on this one right here, but I will give you the link to the article. I won't vouch for I won't vouch for anything on there other than what I liked in this very little part of the reading. So anyhow it goes, and I won't read it all. The length and quality of transition is the great unknown with the mucusless diet healing system. Often what we think is a long time with our mind is nothing to our bodies. Blah 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 blah, and I'm gonna scan through this stuff and not read everything word for word. In your case, and this person is responding to something about the diet. It says probably would have recommended some mucus lean evening vegetable meals that include cooked mucusless vegetables with raw salads. Baked vegetable options such as squash and sweet potatoes are good. These meals slow down the elimination a little bit, but are far better than eating mucus-forming, processed, vegetarian, vegan, dead animal foods. And like I say, maybe this is where I picked it up. And when combined with raw vegetables, a mucus intestinal broom is created. So yeah, he's kind of talking about that there. But even Erit, who gets into some deep stuff on the cleansing and on how to eat or whatever, if you step back, Erit had kind of a slower opinion of a kind of a slower transition, and doing the transition a little bit differently than a lot of people out there. And here's something good. I want you to listen to this part of it right here. This portion of the transition seems to be what many raw food devotees try to skip over. The result can be losing weight too fast. I've heard comments on that recently. I've heard a lot of comments on that. The result can be losing weight too fast or becoming wedded to nuts, avocados, etc. Becoming wedded to nuts, avocados, etc. Is that not, like, to me, that's exactly what I see online. That's exactly what I see people saying with this raw thing all the time. They can't keep the weight on. They're losing too much. Or you got the ones that, like, they're staying raw, but they're just like all over the nuts and the fat. And it's the only way they can stay on the raw part of it is to eat a high level of fat, which is not good either. With that said, once the body has been properly cleansed for as long as it takes, it will be much easier to live at higher levels of mucuslessness. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Talking about a guy here, talking about a guy that did this for over 30 years, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm just going through some stuff. I wish you could highlight a website. Okay, here we'll get down here. Here's a good explanation of how to think of it. The diet must be practiced for longevity. Think of a professional athlete or musician. Could they start out practicing 8 to 10 hours a day in the beginning? Probably not. But over time and with practice, the skill and stamina necessary to effortlessly achieve higher levels is fostered. With that said, sometimes the detox can get rough and you will look worse for the wear. But overall, if a less aggressive transitional protocol is adopted for people not fighting terminal illnesses, toxic waste can be expelled over a longer period of time with less issues. That's what I've been talking about. Wow, maybe I'm a little bit more in tune with Erit than I thought I was, because I've mentioned that a number of times. And then he said something, yeah, it's pretty good. He says, I love to see people push themselves, and this does not mean that everyone should just slow down and eat a bunch of cooked food or mucus lean menus if that is not necessary. Blah, blah, blah. But it says in the end, do what you need to do to get there. And that is actually by a guy, Professor Spira. I've seen him around on the internet. So yes, I'm gonna definitely, I don't know if he wrote that, if this is on whose website, but just like I say, I like to give people credit. I will link to this article, but once again, when I link to anything, it's the only thing. Don't come like, oh, you looked over here and you saw this, or you read something else in the article and saw that. I'm just picking out pieces, understand, listening comprehension, pieces in there that resonate with me. And that's what I do everywhere I go. But it is about the process. And it's not even about when you're in that process. Let me add to that. When you're in that process, be in where you are on that process. Almost make it a meditation, you know, almost like be very aware, be very in tune with your body. What is your body? There's stuff to be learned at every stage here. Instead of thinking like, how do I get to the next stage? How do I get out of here? How do I move on, move on, move on? Just settle in and observe your body, what it's doing now. Get in tune with your body. When you do this, your body will soon lead you when it's ready to go to that next stage. You don't have to guess, you don't have to wonder, and you don't have to fail 15 times before you get there. When you start tuning into your body like that, your body will let you know when it's ready to eat a certain way. My body now lets me know all the time. Every once in a while, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we just need to clean, let's just eat some fruit for a while. You know, and I'll go heavy on the fruit and I'll lighten up a little bit. Recently, you know, I've been uber low fat for a period here, and I started noticing, okay, my skin's a little flaky. It's time to put a little bit of fat back in. But you develop that process. Every part of the process is valuable. Every part of the process has something to teach you, and if you move along too quickly, you're gonna miss some lessons that you need to carry with you along the way, because it is kind of cumulative. You will be more and more successful the more of these lessons you learn along the way. So like I say, my core message I always preach, don't be in such a hurry, and just focus on your health. Focus on getting to the best version of your health that you can sustain for a long period of time. Not diets, not going back and forth, just eating good, clean, natural food like I believe we're meant to. It's not all that complicated. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Love you guys. Peace.